Hello everyone, T-Man978. Right now I'm reviewing Transformers Studio Series 86, Transformers the movie Wreck-Gar. He is number 9 in the ongoing series and he's a Voyager class. Sony from TM Reviews found this, reviewed it, and he sold it to me. So thank you, Sony. Oh yeah, I need to go cancel my Amazon pre-order right now. Let me do that.
T-Man978 Chill Review.
Speaking of Amazon, I'm going to put a link to this guy in the description. Currently, as of the time of this recording, he's not available at a retail price. But if you like my channel, anything you purchase after you click that link, it helps my channel out with more spending power, as it will give me a little bit of change from that purchase that you make. Anyway, tangent. As you know, I review a ton of things on this channel, and the YouTube algorithm hates that. Some of y'all like anything that I do because you just genuinely like me and like to hear what I have to say about things. But a lot of you only like Transformers, only like Marvel Legends, only like McFarlane Toys, only like my fig hunts, and so on and so on. So I'm going to have to cut something from my channel that I've been doing. And the no-brainer thing that I'm cutting is my PS5 live streams. I've created a separate channel called T-Man978 Plays, where I'm going to be doing all of my live streams that I do from my PlayStation 5 from now on. So if you are at all interested in that, link in the description to my channel. Subscribe. The more people I have subscribe to me, the quicker I'll be able to personalize my YouTube URL for that channel, and it won't be a bunch of random letters. I can actually make it T-Man978 Plays. But anyway, right now I currently just have 2 of my previously streamed videos uploaded on there, and I'm going to take all of my videos from this channel and put them on there and remove them from this channel altogether. So prepare to see streams that you may have missed if you subscribe, but you won't be able to see my live stream comments, unfortunately, because that won't move with it. But anywho, thank you in advance for subscribing. But to get on with this, we have his packaging, which just has this artwork on there. Looks nice, looks cool. Stuff on the back that I'm going to be talking about. Oh wait, here's this right here. That looks good. The box art right there, or the inner box, is called the Junkion Dance Party, and you get the instructions, and you get that annoying slip of paper that they've been putting in because they're too cheap to make personalized boxes for every country, and you're going to be having those things all over your floor. Finally getting into Wreck-Gar, I think that he is amazing. Like this, if you've been collecting retail toys or retail Transformers for a while, this is a dream come true to me, because it's like they didn't stylize him in any way. They tried to get as cartoon accurate as possible, and this is what a lot of people have been wanting on a retail level for a while. And on top of that, he has good articulation, good proportions, detail where it needs to be detail, and it's nice, it's cool. About the only complaints, and I'll just bring them out now, because it's a retail figure and they have to do what they do for the budget and whatnot. You do have like hollow gaps in certain areas. They didn't give him forearm covers right there. Now with this figure, like, that looks terrible if you look at him from the back. But from any pose that you do with this guy from the front, you aren't going to be you're not going to be seeing that, like, at all, amazingly. Like, it took me a while to even realize that was like that. Other than that, he just looks really good. Let's get in on the face. This is a little bit pliable, so the beard and mustache are separate pieces like affixed to the face. They gave him a good amount of looking up ability. Why? And this is something you hear me talk about all the time. They gave him his own ab crunch. And when you have ab crunch, you need to be able to look up. So Thank you, whoever thought of that. When he puts his arms out, they did extra sculpting, so that's genius as well. You only get like that amount of gap. They went all the way up with it, so that's excellent thinking. You can rotate right there, rotate right here. The arm's only been 90 degrees, but he does have wrist swivel, and the wrist can go down. So he is capable of holding that like that. It might not look right, but he is a robot. What you gonna do? I like this. This has a lot. Let me really hit it. Well, actually, no, that's good. It has a lot of spin on that. That is great for a play feature right there. You get rotation, which admittedly is a bit loose. And to be honest with you, this doesn't like click or anything. So the ab crunch can be loose depending on how you have them. It's staying, so that's good. These exhaust pipes or whatever on his chest actually are on ball joints. So they do move around. I like them to be straight. I don't think he did anything with them in the cartoon. That could be wrong. These have like some click action going out and goes out more than 90 degrees. Can kick back 90, kick forward 90. There's thigh rotation and only 90 bend in the knee. The ankle, good. It goes back and forward. And then it has ankle pivot. Well, a weird ankle pivot. They try to put like that molding in there so it won't look so bad when you do that. But it can go 90 degrees. So this guy is dynamically posable. It's crazy. I like it. And you saw these saddlebag things move out of the way. These handlebars are down, but you can't have them up. There's a stand port there and a stand port here, if you like. And if you bend them, you might start transforming. If you bend them incorrectly, you might start transforming them wrong. Oh yeah, extra articulation. The shoulders connect into here, but if you unpeg it, you can get a reverse butterfly right there. Not so much on the inside, because yeah, it doesn't go in more than the 90 degrees that you need to do to put him in this position right there. So he's great. I like him. He has options, like these tires can come off if you don't want tires. They just, you stick them over the spikes and they plug in. And let's get into these spikes. Like the way they designed this guy, I don't think if they would have made him years ago, they wouldn't have given him these long spikes. And they're rigid. They aren't really all that pliable, so you don't have to worry about them drooping over time. But it seems like they thought of a lot. So if you don't want the wheel on that side, you can put it on the other side, and you can put this on the other side, or you can just have them off altogether. And these do not feel cheap. They add a lot of weight, and it spins on that. So it's multiple pieces as well. It feels like this piece, the yellow part, and then the gray plastic that is the tire, which is a hard plastic. It's not soft, and it does not feel hollow. So that is amazing for the price. I think that is probably why we have this down here and no arm covers, because he's still a big Voyager, highly detailed, well painted enough. It would have been nice if you see how they paint that rusty paint on the other Transformers. It would have made a ton of sense if they did that for him, but they didn't. If you're anal about parts forming, it doesn't look right, but you could leave this wheel right there the whole time if you want, on the inside and on the inside of the forearm. But just think of it as Transformers magic of magnetism and whatnot. They just, and you saw how these guys could fall apart in the movie and bring themselves back together. Now yeah, here's the back of his head, since I didn't show that, and these are slightly pliable is the word I'm trying to get. This guy isn't War for Cybertron trilogy technically only, but you see he is capable of using their blast effects right there, so that's cool. He doesn't have any of those impact nubs on his body like the War for Cybertron trilogy figures do, but you can port him in any place where he has a 5mm port, like right here. Actually, is that the only place? Because this is probably... No, I think that's bigger than 5mm right there, to be honest. So the only place he has him is on the side of his legs. Last thing, you can store his blade mace on his back or his butt, whichever one you pick. But let's get us some size comparisons. Here he is next to my Studio Series Grimlock in robot mode, Kingdom Radimus Prime, my Kingdom Ultra Magnus with the upgrade legs. Go through my playlist. Here is Studio Series Hot Rod. So as you can see, he's significantly smaller. And here's my Kingdom Galvatron that I got from tfbasement.com. And he's holding a 3D printed gun and Allspark from Larkin's Lair with pinhole covers, since I didn't do the shoulder fix from Larkin's Lair. So there you are with that. Now you know how tall he is. Transformation. And if I didn't say it, I really like this guy. He could be more tight in certain areas, but I like him. Anyway, take all that stuff off that I took off. Now you need to lift the arm up. Lift the arm up. Rotate it like this. Rotate it like this with the spike out there. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate the hand like this so that these knuckle guard things on his hand can be in like that. Alright, now we need to detach his body and basically have everything like this. This right here, we need to lift up and go ahead and bring up this guard right there. And now we can lift this up to here and have his head basically go up inside of here. Like that pretty much. And now we can take this and this. Come on down. Yeah. And once you do that, we can force this peg into here. And at this point, I'm going to grab one of these wheels and plug it inside of the forearm and plug this into there and force that into that peg hole right there. If these are down or something, bring it up. Now back here. This should have been still like attached like this, but we're gonna bring this forward and lift that up into a position like that. The feet can come down like this. And at this point, we can go ahead and plug the wheel to the inside of the knee. Go ahead and bend the knees backward, and he has holes right here in the feet. They peg up into that. On both sides. Basically, once you do that, you can like bend this to make sure it's straight. I wish that locked, but the butt is not supposed to be, it needs to be in a shape like this basically at the end. But now we're done, unless you want to port this right here to his robot mode butt port that he had. But now he's done, and he can roll around. And depending on the surface, if you're on something smooth like tile, this might not roll like that. But as you can imagine, he's meant to be riding around on the planet of junk, which had a weird non-solid texture, and he would be able to shred through that. But let's let you get a good look at this. Those dials on the back of his head, of course, now appear there. If this was a G1 toy, or this whole thing was his head, and his head was gigantic, if you have more than one of these guys, they can actually peg right there and stay seated well, because I believe they have a peg hole in the crotch, I could be wrong, that allows them to sit on that well. And if you want him to stay upright, he does have 2 kickstands right here. So now you can stay upright right there. But if you have smaller figures, especially ones with opening hands, you can get them to ride on this guy comfortably. In fact, let me use his double jointed knees. I don't know why I'm making y'all sit through all this real time, but I'm gonna do it because it's fun. It's relaxing. Just listen to the sounds of my voice, just talking to you nicely, smoothly. But anyway, here we go. Now Hot Rod is riding that. Let's do Radimus Prime, except I'm not gonna torture y'all. Here's what Radimus Prime will look like. He is a bit big on there. So, I've seen people put 2 of these on one of these. You could probably do a Google search for that. I'm not gonna do it myself. Do your own Google search this time. But I think another Wreck or another Junkion wouldn't look so crazy on here, but this Radimus looks a tiny bit big. And this could be like a secondary seat back here for Junior. But there you are. Here's what 2 1/12 scale, aka 6-inch scale action figures would look like riding on this thing. They look a little big, a little lot big. Here it is without Lady J back there. Here's a smaller Figma. This thing doesn't stay pegged back there that well, by the way. But this is what she looks like on here. And I didn't zoom in on that light in the front. And of course you can still attach the blast effects right here so he can be shooting while he's riding. And here's my SH Figure Arts Bulma right here on it. You know what's funny? This thing is built just like that Figma figure. Just one is a different company. I think the only difference is she has a joint down here and this one doesn't. But tangent, somebody's talking about how female figures can't have ab crunch and whatnot because it would stop the sculpt from looking feminine or something like that. Look at all this. All that. Her boobs go from all the way up there to coming down there to her belt. Nice. If every female figure could do that, it would be awesome. As you saw, this thing is huge with robots on it, so he's never gonna scale with any kind of car. I think in the movie, RC and Blur driving past one of these motorcycles were more in scale, but look, this is what that's what you're working with. And here's another, a bigger or taller deluxe. Yeah, never gonna be in scale, so there's that. But anyhow, I like the motorcycle. I like that they incorporated the kickstands to make him be able to stand up. And let me let you see this. It's not hollow in there. That's crazy. And there's actual detail in there, like a spring detail, even though they did decide to hollow that out. So that's cool. Only problems I have with this is this thing doesn't plug into this hole tight, like at all. The seat right here likes to push down because it doesn't lock. Yeah, that's pretty much that. You can't roll it without actually holding it, but whatever, maybe you can. So I'm not gonna complain that much. It's okay. It looks like what it's supposed to look like, so I'm good. Now, reverse transformation. I'm going to unplug the feet right here. Pull this apart and get this wheel out right there. I'm going to basically lift this back up to that area right there. Now I'm going to unpeg the forearms from there, which separates everything. Pull that wheel out and bring these back out to the side. Now we can bring this out, bring this right here down while moving that up and basically pushing everything down and into this position. But before we push it all the way, you need to make sure that the arms are here so that we can peg these into there. And I skipped the whole step, so disregard all that. We'll open it back up, push this down in there, and now we can get all this lined up like that and shove this into place. Just make the feet flat, bring the arms down, rotate them this way, bring them down, rotate that way, get the handlebars back down, grab this little nub right here to get the hands out and rotate, hands out, rotate, decide which side you want the wheel to be on, slide it over the spike and press, slide it over the spike and press, and it stays securely, so that's great. And basically you're done. Complaints though, everything in this waist section, that is very loose. I don't like that. The hips going forward and back could be tighter on. This could just be my copy, and I may, let me look at this. How is this even together? This is screwed together right there, so if I can unscrew that and put floor polish on the inner mushroom peg, which it's been a while since I've seen inner mushroom peg, so that's great. I could tighten that up, but man, how is this even attached? Like, that's cool that this is even enclosed around this and I don't see a screw, so I don't even know how I could really tighten that up unless I stuck a Q-tip or something in there with some floor polish. And I have a video about floor polish, check that out, T-Man's How To. But other than the waist looseness and a little bit of looseness right here in the thighs, I don't have too many complaints. Of course, it could have had knees that bent more than 90 degrees and elbows that bent more than 90 degrees, but the other articulation more than compensates, and he's still able to get into poses like the ab crunch, and the ability to look up, that takes the poses to the next level even without double jointed or more than 90 elbows and more than 90 knees. So I really like this guy. It's one of my favorite out of the Studio series and the 1986 style Transformers, whether they be in Kingdom or Studio Series 86. But anyway, thank you all for watching this. Like I said, links in the description to this guy on Amazon and my new gaming channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here.
Figure action. That one's me.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click videos. You really should click those videos. Click the